Hey there, guys. So I'm back in your screens again with another episode of Arise Insights. Your girl here, Cynthia Natasha Rama, and I'm thinking let's have a continuation of the conversation we had last week about how your healing doesn't just end with you, but it also benefits the whole community at large. So we are getting actually an insight from what happened to this man who happened to stay at the bedside pool for 38 years. So on this beautiful day, Jesus walked in, asked him if he wanted to not get healed. So instead of just him answering that yes, I want to get healed, he went on about explaining how he couldn't get help or he wasn't getting help, literally any help from anyone to help him into the pool. So yeah, after we had that conversation, I think we need to jump next to what Jesus had to respond to what he had to say. So in John 5, verse 6, I'm starting from where Jesus stepped in. When Jesus saw him and knew he had been ill for a long time, he asked him, "Would you like to get well?" So he answered in return, "I can't, sir, for I have no one to put me into the pool when the water bubbles up. Someone else always gets there ahead of me." So Jesus told him, "Stand up, pick up your mat, and walk." So I'm more interested actually in what Jesus had to say in return, because you would think that after Jesus, asked him and this man explained everything that happened, and the way we know Jesus, we would think that the next thing is he would just maybe getting healed, and in an instant he would touch his legs and we see a miracle. But actually that's not really what happened. He really had to give him three instructions: stand up, pick up your mat, and get going. And I don't know about you, but I'm thinking for someone who was stayed at the bedside pool for the 80 years, and Jesus had to particularly not mention about his mat, that when he is standing up or when he is going, he doesn't need to forget this mat. It tells me that Jesus understood that this man had a relationship with his mat. He had stayed on this mat for 38 years. So for you and I, we may not really have a physical mat per se, but you look at how you have maybe struggled with certain issues for quite some time, and you have developed maybe certain thought patterns or whatever it is, but there are things that you can point out that you have been using as an excuse for you not to get up, or things that you think you can't really let go of them, or you can't really talk about your experiences without mentioning these things. So maybe we're talking about fear, we're talking about anxiety, depression, maybe we're talking about pain, grief, or even your past and your history. God is not actually disregarding everything that you have been through. He is actually acknowledging that I understand what you've been going through and I understand what you have been experiencing. So you don't really need to use this experience as an excuse for you not to get up, and be the person that I've asked you to become. No. Actually, when he's telling him that you need to stand up, Jesus is acknowledging that I know there are these things that you need to deal with them. So instead of you just, trying to do things on your own, like this, the way this man had been doing, he had been trying to get into the pool on his own for 38 years, but things couldn't, turn out the way he wanted them to turn out. That should tell you that there are things that you can still be doing, or things that you still need to do them, but at the end of the day, you don't really need to stay down. Because you might think that what's really making you to be stagnant or to stay at one place, or for you not to go, chase your dreams and your goals, these are the things that you have been using as an excuses, but you have been using your mat as an excuse. So you might still maybe polishing up your skills, you might still need to learn a few things and learn certain things, or you might still need to literally learn certain things, but that doesn't mean you need to learn them while staying there at the ground. No. One thing you have to realize about your mat is that mat is not glued to the ground. So if he is asking you that you need to take it up, that should tell you that these things can be carried. So you can learn to go about your life, about your purpose in life, whilst carrying this mat, because he know that as you start going about your life, he will help you actually how to deal with these things. He will help you how to maybe let them go, how to sort them out. But at the end of the day, you don't really need to stay down. You need to carry that mat and then keep going. Another thing about this mat, you need to realize that yes, it's not glued to the ground, but the fact that you have a relationship with this mat, the fact that you have history with this mat, that doesn't mean it has a final say on your life. No, it's only Jesus who has the final say. So if this mat is talking about your past, if this mat is telling you of the things that you've been ashamed of, if this mat is telling you of the things that you regret doing, you should know that the fact that you need to carry them and keep going, that doesn't mean that this mat gets to actually decide or dictate what your life or your future needs to be like. No, you need to carry it, yes, but it's Jesus who says what your life will look like at the end of the day. It's Jesus who has the final say for your life. And another thing you need to actually admire about this man, he never questioned what Jesus asked him to do. All he had to do is to obey, whether it makes sense or not. He had to obey. The same thing with you. When this man had to do everything that we see Jesus telling him to do, getting up, rolling up his mat, and then keep going, he did this in view of literally everyone who was there. That should tell you that this incident actually happened in public. So you might still need to sort maybe that bill, that debt. You might still maybe need to go back to school. You might still need to visit a therapist. You might still maybe need to go to a medical checkup, the one that you need to go to. You might still need to maybe let go of certain behavior patterns or thought patterns, or really maybe face that struggle, that addiction. But at the end of the day, you need to do it whilst knowing that you're not doing it in secret. You are doing it in view of the people that maybe may not believe your journey, may not believe your story, people that maybe may not believe why you are doing what you are doing. But apart from that, you're doing it in view of those people or the doubts and the fears that have always been there. You are also doing it in view of Jesus. You are doing it in view of the one who has commanded you to do it. So if at all you need to go about dealing with the struggles that you've been dealing with, one thing you need to understand is that you need to identify what your mat is. If you identify what your mat is, you don't really need to deal with that mat on your own. No, you don't need to deal with that mat or the things that you've been working on your own. You need to bring them back to God, because it's only Him who can help you to go about them. He will help you to go about your life whilst maybe dealing with those things, or some of those things you may not deal with them in just a day. Maybe it will take time, but He will help you to carry them through. And along the way, you understand that I think it's Jesus who is helping me, do life regardless of the challenges that are there, regardless of the struggles, or regardless of the weaknesses that I need to, work on. Otherwise, I think if at all you need to take anything from this video, you need to sit down with yourself, look at why you have been stagnant, look at why you haven't been chasing on your goals, look at why you haven't maybe accomplished or finished some of the things that you have already started. There is a mat somewhere. Identify that mat, bring it back to God, and take His instructions. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next episode with another video and insight. In the meantime, keep it #Arise Network, keep it #Arise Insights.